When you got the munchies, for some reason, wink wink, you crave weird. A deep-fried ribwich served on a warm donut, or a spaghetti-filled grilled cheese sandwich drizzled with ranch pudding. Krusty's Munchy Mouthfuls. It's high time you tried it. Get it? Get it? Get it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we get it, Krusty.
Yeah.
Krusty the Clown. All right. With 35 states now legalized for marijuana use in a medicinal way and another 18 legalizing it for recreation, the cannabis industry is booming. And marketing teams are making all sorts of claims about the drug's healing powers, such as being able to help with sleep, libido, focus, sociability. One company even claims its new cannabis product can lead to weight loss. There's just one problem with all of that: the science. Joining us now, reporter for the New York Times, Valeria Safronova. Her latest piece entitled Counterculture to Counterintuitive: Cannabis to Help You Diet? And that is the question. Do these things help you diet? Take it, Joe.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for being here, Valeria. This has been, we've been saying this for some time. I remember a San Diego Union Tribune piece a couple of years ago that compared all of the bogus claims about what marijuana can do for you health-wise to what cigarette companies were pushing after World War II, even going as far, marijuana companies, cannabis companies, claiming that it cures cancer. It does all of these things, and the science just doesn't back any of it up right now, does it?
Yeah, I mean, where we are now, it's very difficult to run clinical trials on cannabis. It's really difficult to get any sort of research approved because it's still illegal on a federal level. And so there's so much potential, but potential is just potential until you can test the claims, right?
Yeah, and I guess, though, the question is, how are these companies able to make the bogus claims that they make on everything from helping you sleep to increasing your libido, all the things you lay out here, to the other end of the spectrum, where some cannabis companies actually claim that their products help cure cancer?
Yeah, I mean, it's an industry that has very little regulation right now. It's been legalized state by state, and so there's not any FDA oversight. And a lot of companies do make attempts to at least collect survey data to kind of understand how their products are affecting consumers who are trying them. But beyond that, it's kind of difficult to see what else is happening in the body. And the endocannabinoid system, which is affected by cannabis, we know very little about it right now. There are researchers who are working on it and have been for many, many years. It was discovered in the 1960s. So there are definitely people working on this, scientists, but it is tough. They have very limited access to the plant. They have to get a license from the DEA, and they have to go through a lot of processes to get the FDA to approve their trials.
So you mentioned that obviously it's still illegal federally. Some states have now permit use. So are we seeing an outgrowth of research there in those jurisdictions? And what about internationally in other countries where it's a little easier perhaps to run these sort of tests? What are we learning? What are companies promoting from that?
So internationally, it's also quite limited, actually. Even kind of the famous example of Amsterdam that people think, oh, it's so legal there, it's a free-for-all. That's not quite true. So you can sell cannabis in Amsterdam, but you can't actually produce it in the Netherlands. So there are a lot of restrictions around the world. And, there could be tests done in other countries, but let's say, for example, in the UK, there is some testing. It's very limited. A lot of the trials that are run, there may be 10, 20 people who the drug is being tested on. So in some ways, the U.S. is also at the forefront of the testing. So, and even for us, it's so limited. And that's why some of these claims that, for example, an edible can help you lose weight, I mean, they're so untested. And there are some reasons why these claims exist. For example, THCV in animal trials has been shown to reduce appetite or help with diabetes management. But of course, you have to try these things on humans before you start making these claims and selling them to people who, end up believing them and buying the product.
All right.